Merci, Mr. Lucender Aplis. Mr. Aplis? Toward the end of the docket. Is there a reason we're calling this up, by the way?
I'm sorry?
Is there a reason we're calling this? Hey, sir, how are you?
Yes.
Sir, you've been charged with possessing cocaine and a traffic violation attached thereto. Go ahead, state.
Your Honor, Mr. Police was arrested February 10th for possession of a controlled substance and possession of controlled substance, possession of cocaine. He bonded out. So obviously he's out on bond on that case. He's also out on 2 counts of criminal use of personal identification information.
Okay, what's the case numbers?
The one from just the other day is 15-1908 CF10A. And the criminal use of personal ID is 14-16765 CF10A.
Okay, so, sir, today the court's going to find probable cause for possession of cocaine. The court will revoke your bond on 15-1908 CF10, 14-16765 CF10. You'll be held without bond on both of those cases, sir. Thank you.
I know.
Okay, just give me a quick moment here. Hey, good morning, Mr. Miller.
Really don't.
My name is John Hurley. I'm your judge this morning. We're in first appearance court today. The court is here to determine whether or not there is probable cause for your arrest. We're not here for trial. We're not here to determine whether you're guilty or not guilty. I tell you that because you don't need to tell us about your case. You don't need to defend yourself, explain yourself, make any excuses. Those are not for today. Those are better saved for your attorney in a private meeting. Understand you have the constitutional right to remain silent. If you give up that right today, whatever you say can and will be used against you. Everything's being recorded. If you have a private attorney, let me know who that is. We'll contact your attorney and let them know that you're in court today. Now, I'm going to call a case out of turn. Sir, which case are you here on?
This is Davis.
Davis?
Davis, Bianca Davis.
Okay. Can I see Miss Davis?
Page 6.
Okay. Just give me a quick moment here. Okay. Miss Davis, hi, good morning, ma'am. You've been charged with battery on a police officer, count 2, 3, 4, 5, neglecting a child without great harm, count 6, resisting arrest. The court finds probable cause. Stated their prayers on Miss Bianca Davis.
One moment, Your
Sir, do you
Honor.
want to speak on her behalf?
Yes, sir.
Just stand right there. Okay, raise your right hand.
Yes, sir.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just scoot over right near the microphone right there. Tell us your name.
My name is Father Douglas Joseph Bentley.
Father Joseph?
Father Douglas Joseph Bentley.
Okay, all right, sir. And how is it you know Miss Bianca Davis?
She is my wife.
Okay, and I assume that she is the mother of the children you have with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have 4 children. They all
4
look
children.
look like they're well fed, well taken care of, and happy children.
Never been neglected.
Okay. Now, let me ask you, is there any record?
Your Honor, I'm showing
May I speak, Your Honor?
Just one at a time. Okay.
she has a warrant out of Houston for misdemeanor theft.
Okay. Now, let me ask you just a few questions. I see that she has a address in Deltona.
Yes.
Is that where you live now?
Right now we live here. I live and I work here.
Okay.
She is my wife. Right
You
now
live
I
here
do home renewal.
Okay.
Right now I'm doing home renewal. I have personal contracts that I deal with, personal people who own homes that I restore back to, livable conditions.
Right.
I watched my wife and my 13-year-old daughter get assaulted by Seminole police
no.
officers.
Hold on a minute.
Assaulted.
Let me just ask you, does she live here also?
She lives with me.
Okay, and where do you live? What part of town?
Right now, we're staying in a hotel until my work is finished here.
Okay.
I have a contract right now that's going to take me until about June.
I understand. Let me ask you this. What about the address in Deltona? Is that a permanent address?
That is one of our permanent addresses,
Okay, so
but
you-
my address is in Miramar.
Okay, but
That's a
that's
rental
a
property
hotel.
of mine.
But that's a hotel in Miramar, right?
Yeah, but I do have a property here that I can stay at in Miramar,
Okay.
Florida.
What I'm trying to get at is where would the mail go? Where, she has to get a
Oh, it
notice.
can go to 277 Santoro Court.
Okay, all right. So there's somebody there who opens the mail?
Yes, there is
Okay.
someone there that
Got it.
will retrieve
Okay.
the mail and give us a phone call and tell us that our mail is
I
there.
understand. How long has she been down here in South Florida, down in this area?
Over 2 years we've been here. I've been in South Florida for over 10 years. After I retired from the Navy, I chose to stay in South Florida.
What did you do in the Navy?
Intelligence.
No way.
Yes, sir. I do computers and networks. I mastered information technology and I mastered education.
How long
I
were you in
homeschooled
the
my
Navy?
children. 13 years. I got out in 2009. I lost my entire family in Hurricane Katrina.
Now, let me ask you this. Where'd you go to intelligence school?
I went to ITT Tech. I went to Southeast College of Technology.
No, in the Navy, where'd you go to intel
I went
school?
to a school. I went to Pensacola for the OCS program. After I left the OCS program, I went to a school in Michigan, and I did private trainings across the United States.
No, but in the Navy, where did you go to intelligence school?
No, I came with my intelligence. I aced the ASVAB. I came with my intelligence. I took courses. I passed tests. I challenged exams in this life.
So you're saying that you came into the Navy with an intelligence background and you didn't have to have any Navy training for intelligence, right?
They trained me.
Where did you go to your intelligence training?
I didn't take intelligence training here in this nation. I took the basic lieutenant training, and I challenged most of the things on the Navy Knowledge Online. I completed
You did your training
57%
online?
of all courses in the United States Navy.
Okay. Okay, well, I learned something new about the Navy today, Mr. Miller. I guess you did too. I did 10 years. In
Oh,
the
thank
Navy,
you for
yeah.
your service, sir.
No, I was an intelligence officer also. I
Yes,
just
thank you for your service.
Found it a little, okay. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to release Miss Davis on her own recognizance today. All right?
Yes, sir.
She's released. However, she's probably going to have to come back to court.
Oh,
And
yes, I look forward to coming to court for this matter.
She's going to have to come back to court, and that's it. Probably
Okay,
stay
would you
away
be
from
able to know how long does it take? Because I waited 12 hours before she was booked. They took her at 11, and they did not book her till after 1 o'clock this morning. I made constant calls. I contacted the Seminole Police Department. They were very irate with me and did not want to give me. And I just want to let the court know that I plan to file a formal complaint against the city of Seminole for abuse and assault on my wife and my daughter.
Yes, sir. Okay. So she probably will be out. Do you have a vehicle?
Yes, we have a vehicle.
Okay, so she'll probably be out of jail, I don't know, 2 o'clock this afternoon, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, yes.
Somewhere in
Will I
that-
be able to bring her shoes because the officer snatched her shoes off of her feet?
Well, probably when you pick her up. I think
Okay, thank you
right
so
now
much,
they've got
sir.
slippers for her, right?
Yes, I have her shoes. I have everything for her in the vehicle.
She can call you. You have a cell phone?
Yes, I have a cell
She
phone.
can call you when she's getting out of jail to
Yeah,
come pick
because
her
they
up.
never even let her make a phone call or nothing. They wouldn't
Yes,
give me
sir.
no information. And it's very grievous and when I know civil rights are being violated
Yes, sir.
and I'm told to shut up. My children has never been neglected.
Yes, sir.
I've been with my children since their conception. My oldest 2 children, I lost their mother over 5 years ago, and this is what God has sent me to continue.
Okay.
And it must be good because he gave me more children, and they've never been neglected.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to know who would authorize or be able to say that there's neglect.
Right now, sir, that's going to be something that she'll have to resolve in her.
So we have probable cause for all 6.
Yes, sir. It doesn't mean she's guilty.
I understand that, but
Okay.
where would I be able to receive all information wrote against my wife so I can begin to prepare our defense?
Well, you probably have to go to the clerk's office and get a copy of the police report and things like that down there.
And how can I go about filing a formal complaint against Seminole?
Well, that's just between you and the police
Because I
department.
tried and they really stepped on my civil rights by
Well-
telling me that I can't do nothing. I can't even talk to internal affairs.
That's something you're going to have to straighten out with the. I'm a judge. I don't have any kind of connection with complaining about the police. All right.
Okay, and I thank you so much for your time,
Yes,
and
sir.
I thank you for your consideration in this case.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
And by
Thank
the
you
way,
for
you
your
have
service.
you have lovely children.
Thank you.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir. Well behaved.
I don't know what the effect would be, but we need a secure evidence order related to this case. Can we get an order signed? I'll go ahead and prepare it, bring it to you this afternoon.
To do what?
Secure the evidence. We don't want them erasing the videotapes in this case.
I don't know, secure evidence, is that the right,
Preserve?
preserve evidence, you mean?
Preserve evidence
Okay.
then? Yeah.
Preserve? Okay, so I'll sign that, just bring me the order, all right?
Yes, sir. I'll prepare it during lunch.
What? It was in the parking lot. What?
Now, which case you here on?
Nanny Rosamay.
Last name?
Rosamay.
Rosamay? What's he charged with? Do you know?
I think it was grand theft.
Grand theft, okay. Rosamay?
Page 18.
Okay.
Just Curtis.
Okay. Sir, you're charged with grand theft and let me see, 5 counts of fraud regarding cash or bank deposit items, and the court finds probable cause. Do we have family here? Step right up here, ma'am. Get right there and just raise your right hand for us. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. Put your hand out and tell me your name.
Aaron Rosamay.
Okay. And how do you know Stanley?
That's my brother.
Okay, great. State, does he have any criminal record?
No, Your Honor.
Ma'am, how long has he lived down here in South Florida?
20 years. He's from
20
here.
years?
Yes, he's from
Okay,
here.
is he working?
No, he's not. He goes to school to Miami-Dade College,
Right.
downtown Wolfson campus.
Okay. Yeah, he's got does he live on 8th Court in Miami?
Yes.
How long has he
4830 Northeast 8th Court.
Yeah, how long has he lived down there?
We moved into the house August 1998.
Yeah, okay. It says that he is working in some type of alleged scheme where people pay him money to go in with fraudulent checks into Bank of America and things like that to cash them. And it says that Bank of America had a loss of $6,000 as a result of him trying to cash the fake checks. So let me ask you this. Are you working, ma'am?
Right now?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Who's going to bond him out of jail, do you know?
Who's gonna bottom out the judge, Nick? My best friend.
Okay, have you already gone to a bondsman about it?
We called last night. We didn't pay yet, but we did tell them.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna lower count 1 will be 1,000, 2 is 1,000, 3 is 1,000, count 4. I'm gonna reduce. I'm gonna make those ROR, and so his total bond will be $3,000. All right.
Okay,
I
so
lowered it
he's-
from 6,000 to 3,000. All right.
Okay, so we just go ahead and pay the bond?
Yeah.
300, well, 3,000,
Okay.
and then he'll
He'll
be
be out of jail. 6 to 8 hours after the bond gets posted. All right.
Okay,
So I saved you money.
thank you.
I reduced the bond. All right.
Thank you,
Yep.
thank you.
No problem. Take care. Have a nice day.
You too, thank you.
Okay. Sir, can I help you in the back? Julio Edwards, all right. I see Julio Edwards.
He's at North Broward, Your Honor. I've spoken to him. He's retained private counsel.
Okay. Mr. Edwards?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Hi there. Mr. Julio Edwards, you're here for burglary, causing over $1,000 worth of damage, arson, count 2, count 3, possession of cannabis, count 4, drug paraphernalia. Let me just look here. State, are you seeking a foreclosed bond and release conditions today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so there needs to be you want to step right up here, sir?
Talking to me?
No, not you, sir. There needs to be
Okay,
a showing
thank you.
of proof evident presumption great today. So raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, tell me your name.
Ronald Thompson.
How do you know Julio Edwards?
I leased a condo from him. I've known him like about a week.
You've known him about a week?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're here to speak on his behalf?
Well, I got a call in the middle of the night from, I assume it was a police officer, saying that he asked me to come down and see if I could help him bond out.
So he owns a condo, I assume? Which town or city is that in?
Fort Lauderdale.
Okay. And, all right. And, State, do you have, tell me why you believe there's proof
I
evident
mean, the
presumption great.
report's pretty straightforward. He was captured on surveillance, entering a,
What type of business, I'm curious, do you know?
one moment, Your Honor.
Do you have anything to add on this, gentleman?
He advised me he's hiring private counsel. That's what
Okay, all right,
I thought you were going to
Mr.
inquire.
Edwards, have you retained an attorney yet?
Yes, Your Honor. I have an attorney. Her name is Teresa Edwards.
Teresa Edwards?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, hold on one moment. You know her telephone number, sir?
No, sir. I don't
Okay.
remember for the top of it.
Okay. Hold on one moment. he may be. Are you related to Teresa Edwards, sir?
No, no, Your Honor. Just happens that I have my attorney there. That is my real estate attorney, Mrs. Gail Stevens, and the pool of attorneys. She's one of them.
Okay, so what I'm
So
doing,
I
I'm,
will.
I'm going to reset this matter for tomorrow morning to allow the attorney to come in. It's a very serious charge. So we'll see you tomorrow morning. I left a message for your attorney, all right? Thank you.
Your
Yes, sir.
Honor, may I say something? Your Honor, I am a person that really, believe in God. I am, part of rabbi. I am studying.
So, whoa, stop. Why don't you speak with your attorney about this and let your attorney present this to me tomorrow, all right, sir?
All right, sir.
Thank you. So we'll be back here tomorrow morning if you want to come back at that time. Okay?
I don't know, but he just got arrested.
Hey, let me ask you. Can I help you, sir?
Thank you very much, Your Honor. I've got on page 3, Jeffrey Stockhammer. I've got some police reports that I would like to present to the state attorney that they haven't seen that I have in regards to this matter. So if we can put this down on the road a little bit, I would appreciate it.
Okay, so we'll put it, you need 10 minutes or so?
20?
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Do I get to see the report?
Okay, may I see Tafolia Matthews?
Could you mark these off, please?
Main jail. Good morning, Your Honor.
Hey, good morning. Just give me a quick moment here.
You have any children? The 0, press down hard, hold on to the paper. Do you work? I know. You get assistance from the only problem.
Yes.
Is he getting any of these points or what?
Okay. Now, ma'am, you're here for domestic battery. Court finds probable cause. State, do you have any priors on Miss?
No, Your Honor.
No, Miss Matthews, no. Miss Ashley, was there a contact? No, Mr. Miller, do you have something you'd like to add?
Well, it depends, Judge. Are you going to ROR my client, or can I tell you all about the priors of the alleged victim?
I'm gonna let you tell me what you need to tell me about this client.
Okay. So Miss Matthews has been living in South Florida her entire life. She's been at her same address for about 4 years. She works in food service, so she's currently unemployed. One child, strong family ties, no money in the bank, no real estate. She does have a place to stay, separate and apart from the alleged victim in this case. She's hoping her family will bond her out, and I just call the court's attention to the allegations made by the alleged victim in this case, who alleges that for no reason my client began a physical fight. My experience in life that everything happens for a reason, so that doesn't make any sense. So I pulled the record of the alleged victim in the case, and she has 2 different names that she has a record under. Under Lydia Curtis Martin in 2009, possession of cocaine, possession of paraphernalia, possession of cannabis. 2009, disorderly conduct. 2010, shoot, throw into a vehicle twice. 2012, battery under the name Lydia Curtis. Says a 1995 driving on a suspended license. Know how much the judge loves that. Aggravated assault in 1998. Aggravated battery 1998. She was the suspended driver's license. Oh, 2009 possession of cocaine. That might be a repeat. Here we go. 2011 possession of cocaine using possessing a drug paraphernalia, plant, grow, whatever that means, carrying a concealed weapon. So we have a victim who's got a history of drug abuse and violence, and a defendant who has no history at all. I'd ask the court to take that into consideration and ask the court to consider a pretrial release or ROR in this case.
Okay, ma'am, I'm going to set your bond today at $3,500 based on the level of violence. Allegedly, you punched your mother several times in the face, causing contusions on her face. The court is concerned for her safety, and based on that level of violence, sir, no contact. Ma'am, no contact with Lydia Curtis. Don't call her, text her, email her. Stay 500 feet from her at all times. It's where she lives, works, goes to school. Anywhere in between, you're not allowed to possess guns, weapons, firearms, ammunition while you're on release. Thank you.
We debt to the bond is onerous and unnecessary, and quite frankly, the victim in this case is unbelievable. I just ask the judge to reconsider.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. May I
So do
see
you have the order
Jamaica
denying his
Williams?
petition?
Your Honor, regarding Jamaica Williams, if you had a chance to read the PC report, what was lacking in the PC report was it didn't say whether the touching was intentional or willful, so therefore it could have been accidental.
Okay.
Furthermore, Your Honor, this is a mutual combat situation. Co-defendant Dylan Crown was also arrested, and I would renew previous arguments under BBP Foster and ask that both defendants be ROR'd.
Court will find probable cause based on the probable cause affidavit, the affidavit attached here to stated there are priors on Miss Williams.
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Dispute with the father of her children, contusion on her right eye. Let me look at Dylan Crown. Mother of her children. Grabbed her by the throat, struck her in the face with an open hand, pushed her to the ground. Small laceration on her lip, causing her to bleed from her nose.
Here's a Facebook where they're communicating. This is him and someone that he knows.
Okay. Let me just look at something. Are there any priors? No priors on her. What about on Dylan Crown? Do you have any priors? The court's going to find probable cause on Mr. Crown also.
I have a possession of marijuana 2010, resisting without violence 2008.
But who cares about this?
Unlawful use of false identity 2006. Delivery of cocaine 2005.
Okay, ma'am. Court finds probable cause. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance today, but I'm going to order that for the time being, limit your contact with Mr. Dylan Crown to telephone only. Stay 500 feet from him at all times. It's where he lives, works, goes to school. You're not allowed to possess guns, firearms, or ammunition while you're on release. Thank you. May I see Dylan Crown? Mr. Crown, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, but I'm going to order that you limit your contact to telephone only with Miss Jamaica Williams. Stay 500 feet from her at all times. That is where she lives, works, goes to school, anywhere in between. You're not allowed to possess guns or weapons while you're on release. Thank you. May I see Keila Sosa?
the main jail.
Your Honor, as far as the PC argument on this case, this is an example where a parent is disciplining his or her own daughter. I would argue there's no PC for battery, Your Honor.
Well, with her adult daughter. I'm going to find probable cause based on the affidavit state of their priors. No priors. Mr. Miller, is there anything you'd like to say today?
Yes, Your Honor. Just would ask the court to take into consideration this as a teenage daughter. She's Ms. Sosa is a 6-month resident of South Florida, 4 months at her current address. She works for the Santo Domingo Mini Market as a cashier. She's been there for 6 months. She does have the one child, no money in the bank, no real estate. She will have a place to stay separate and apart from the alleged victim, and she believes that her landlord is going to bond her out.
Okay.
No, I spoke with her. Okay. I called victims too.
Miss Ashley, was there contact? No, Your Honor. No? Okay.
Your Honor, in the PC affidavit said that the victim does not want to prosecute.
Okay.
That's in 2001.
Ma'am, I'm going to,
Sex offense in between.
And she knows about it.
ma'am, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance today.
What about the
However, I will order that you don't have any contact with your daughter,
Sirs, come out. Did they see
Isabella Sastre.
I'm sure.
Don't have any contact with her. Don't call her, text her, email her. Stay 500 feet from her at all times. That is where she lives, works, goes to school. Anywhere in between, you're not allowed to possess guns or weapons, firearms, ammunition while you're on the
really
release.
interested
Thank
in
you.
making sure she stays safe.
How about Carlos Gonzalez?
This time or the previous time?
Just this time.
What it says in the report.
That he did what?
Shoved her hard against a wall.
Sir, violation of probation on a misdemeanor. You're going to see your judge in the coming days. Thank you, sir. You'll be held without bond. And then
But you are, whether you're trying to or not.
we're going to hold
And I
off
don't-
on Stockhammer for a
Gotta
few
do your
minutes.
job. I'm not telling you not to do your job.
Judge, Mr. Stockhammer has advised that he has private
Oh,
counsel.
and the attorney's in the
That's all I
courtroom,
have.
so just hold
Oh,
on.
right there. Thank you.
Okay. When I call out your name, line up. When I call out your name, please line up. Joanne
I have to
Evans,
admit, you are really prepared for this
Shanifer
case.
Well, you know,
Coppola,
people know
Ronell
about it,
Woodward,
and, you know, and I appreciate you doing
Lashunda
your job. I'm
McGee.
not, denying
And I
it.
am very sorry if I'm trying to
It's
cross you.
okay.
That's not what I'm trying to do.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, Joanne Evans. Where's Evans?
North Broward.
Okay, Miss Evans, violating probation, no bond. Thank you. How about Shanifer Coppola?
Do you know she's in?
Ms.
This is Eric
Coppola,
Linder.
violating community
I really
control, no
don't know
bond.
about
Thank
the
you.
case that we talked
How about
about yesterday.
Ronell Woodward?
Okay.
Ronell Woodward? Ma'am, violating probation, no bond. How about Lashunda McGee? Ms.
Is there a way
McGee,
someone can-
you have a
is
writ of
there a way someone
arrest,
can get in touch with her and ask her to
$540
call me
purge
when
amount,
she's-
a violation of probation,
Extension
$7,500.
30-61.
Thank you, ma'am. May I see the lineup, please? Christy Abrams, Virginia Baines, Latoya Green, and Rachel Fry. Okay, Christy Abrams, violating probation, no bond. How about Virginia Baines? Violation of community control, no bond. Latoya Green. Violation of probation, no bond. Rachel Fry.
North Broward.
Ms. Fry, violating probation, no bond.
Sit.
Ms. Jesse Fickler, Patrick Frazier, Keith Worley, Akeel Edwards.
Hey, it's Eric Linder.
Jesse Fickler,
Hi, it's Eric Linder.
sir,
Prosecutor.
violating probation, 2 counts, no bond. Patrick Frazier,
Question is because
you have a warrant, traffic matter, $2,000. Thank you. How about Keith Worley?
what happened the first time?
Sir, you have a warrant on a misdemeanor, possession of cannabis.
What?
That's $250. Thank you. How about Akeel Edwards? Akeel Edwards, step forward, please. Akeel Edwards, step forward. Thank you.
North Broward.
Okay, Mr. Akeel Edwards, count 1 through 5. Those are misdemeanor warrants. 100, 250, 200, 500, and 100. So that's
Judge.
750, 850, 9.
can't
Yes, sir.
violate my
Thank
parole.
you.
Good morning, Judge
Yes, sir.
Hurley. Please, I have a problem with the. If you look inside of my chart, sir, I was supposed to be going to one judge, and I did go to the judge, and that's Judge Robinson. In my order, I used to go to 3 cases at one time. They consolidated my cases, and I've been going to one judge for all 3 cases. If you see, Your Honor, I have a case in Dade County that's a felony. I had missed court on one time, and I brought the court documents to show that I had the same date. Sir, I have a March 6th court date in Judge Robinson's courtroom. I just was in court, sir. And all my cases were supposed to be under one judge.
Sir, you're
and
going to
now
see
they're
your
back.
judge on February 19th. Thank you. Okay, what do you need, Mr. Miller?
What's my bond?
$1,000.
Amount?
Thank you. Go ahead.
All right.
I'm recalling Keith Worley at page 7. It's a 2011 possession of cannabis. He's interested in resolving if the court is so inclined.
Yeah. Okay. May I have that back? Mr. I don't know, what's his name?
Worley, W-O-R-L-E-Y, page 7 of your docket.
All right. Mr. Worley, do you want to plead no contest to, would you like to plead no contest to possession of cannabis?
Yes, I would, and I'd also like to state that I am on parole here. I just had it transferred a few months ago to Florida. This is where my family is.
Wait, when did
Judge,
you get put on
parole?
When did you get put on parole?
2014, last year. And I had it transferred here.
Mr. Miller?
It's a 2011 case. I can't imagine it would violate his parole.
Yeah,
I asked my parole officer what was going on with it, and she said nothing showed up, or I would have resolved it
let me
already.
ask you this. When did you get, when were you adjudicated on your parole matter? What year was that?
When did I get it? Okay, that was in 2013.
Okay. You know, you want to plead no contest to cannabis today, knowing that it could possibly violate your parole. I don't know. Would you like to do that anyway?
If it's, yeah.
No. I'm going to say you bought a 250. Thank you, sir. Bond out.
Now it's you.
Okay. Derek Dunbar. Leonel Garcia, Jose Caravallo, Michael Cade.
Conti, Your Honor, for Dunbar.
Good morning, sir.
Hi, Mr. Dunbar. Count 4, violating probation, no bond. Thank you. How about Leonel Garcia?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Pardon me, sir. They reinstated my probation. Sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
They reinstated my probation, and then they gave me a $100 cash bond, but I can't really afford the cash bond.
What day? When was your probation reinstated, sir? What day?
I have the paper right here.
Do you work? I can take home time.
My probation was reinstated on February the 4th of 2015.
Yeah, this was signed February 10th. Thank you. Okay. Leonel Garcia.
President at the Maine declined
Sir,
PD.
violating probation, no bond. Thank you.
He was the judge on Tuesday.
Jose Caravallo.
President at the Maine.
Violation of probation, no bond. Michael
Gave
Cade.
was the judge on Monday.
Yes, sir. I would like to take care of mine today. Also, sir.
Sir, count one is a municipal ordinance. ROR. Count 2 and 3 are felony warrants, no bond. Thank you. How about Joaquin Leal? Joaquin Leal. You know what I noticed? All right.
Mr. Leal is present. The Maine.
Count 1 grand theft, Mr. Leal. Count 2 is at warrant, no bond. Count 3 is at warrant on a misdemeanor, 1,500. Thank you.
You're going to see the judge on Tuesday.
Brandon Ayala. Jose
Main gym.
Caraballo.
Now you go. I'm sorry. Yes, sir.
I thought it was ours today.
Timothy Colvin and Freddie Davis.
Judge, Mr. Ayala is wondering if he could possibly resolve the misdemeanor.
Okay, just give me a. Sure. Hold on. Well, let me look. No, I'm not gonna. It's a theft. I have no idea if there's any thing owed back to the merchant. So count 1's gonna be 2,000. Count 2, no bond. Thank you. How about Jose Caraballo? Violation of probation, no bond. How about Timothy Colvin? Sir, violating probation, no bond. Freddie Davis. Violation, where's Freddie Davis?
Mr. Davis is in regular court this morning.
We're going to pass that right through violating probation, no bond.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Rick Hall Watson, Rakeem Baptiste, Robert Fridanelli, and Michael Thomas. Please line up. Mr. Watson, sir, violating probation. That's a no bond hold. Thank you. How about Rakeem Baptiste? Violating probation, no bond. Thank you. Robert Fridanelli. Sir, violating probation, no bond. Thank you. How about Michael Thomas and Brayon Oates? Thanks, Carl.
Michael Thomas is in regular court, Judge.
Okay, we're going to pass this right through. Thank you. How about Brayon Oates?
Robert Norman.
Violation of probation, no bond, 2 counts.
You're going to see the judge on Tuesday.
Norman.
Just give me a quick moment here. Sorry about that. I keep.
Didn't make an arrest for this incident. She went to complain the next day, and then met with Sergeant Dubrow on December 4th. Now, I'm waiting for Sergeant Dubrow to call me back because she told me that this officer is now being investigated for misconduct. She told me that an officer, because Stockhammer went back the next day just to collect his things to get out for 24 hours. She told me an officer was there, saw her bruising the next day and said, "Can you do this? You're going to be serious trouble." And she doesn't remember the name of the officer, but Dubrow says, so she agreed. She can come in here for her or something for a witness. She said that's okay. She's just not the good.
All right, Robert Sadowski. Sir, are you ready to go on your case yet?
No.
Okay. Robert Sadowski, Greg McCall, Wyatt Jordan, and Zachary Searook. Sadowski, I'm going to reset your case today for 1:30. Thank you.
Yeah, she's okay with it. I just told her.
Greg McCall.
Mr. McCall is president of the Maine, Your Honor. He's interested in resolving his
Trespassing. Court finds probable cause. Tell me, does Mr. McCall have a record? Mr. McCall allegedly was in the McDonald's right on Broward Boulevard yesterday, creating a disturbance at 7:39 in the morning. They said he actually took a cup of coffee out of an unknown patron's hand. They asked him to leave, and he refused to leave the McDonald's.
Yeah, I'm going to try to put this off as long as I can until I think that might be Dubrow right now.
Sir, how long have you been down here in Fort Lauderdale?
About 3 months.
You working?
Off and on. Nuh-uh.
Would you like to resolve this case today?
Yeah.
Plead no contest? Okay, with one understanding, you're not allowed to go back to the McDonald's on Broward Boulevard.
Okay.
You're not allowed to step foot in the parking lot. Is that clear?
Oh, that's clear.
Okay. How do you plead, sir?
Good.
You understand we're not going to have a trial. We're not going to appoint an attorney, right?
Right.
Okay. I'll accept that. I'll withhold adjudication. Thank you. Wyatt Jordan,
Okay,
Zachary Searook. Mr. Wyatt Jordan, municipal ordinance. I'll see you at 1:30. Bring this gentleman back at 1:30. How about Zachary Searook?
Present at the main. Yes, sir.
Sir, I'm going to see you at 1:30. We're going to bring you back then, all right? Thank you.
Cahill? Cahill? Come on.
William McCahill, Roy Thompson, Evans Pierre, and Daryl Dobart.
Who? I got McCahill here on.
McCahill, you have a warrant. I'm going to set you at 1:30 today, sir. Thank you.
Okay. See you after lunch.
How about Roy Thompson?
Yes, sir.
Same thing. I'll see you at 1:30 today, all right? Bring the gentleman back at 1:30.
There you go. See you after lunch.
Yes, sir. Sir, count one is a warrant on a traffic matter for $500. Thank you. How about Daryl
You have a date with
Dobart?
the judge Monday. If you bond out, don't forget to come to court on Monday, okay?
Sir, resisting arrest, count one. Daryl, do you still live on 16th Street?
$500.
Yes, sir.
I'm
$500.
going to release you on your own recognizance, all right?
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
What do you want?
Mr. Jonathan Cooper,
$100 to a bond.
Seth Johnson, Aaron Polk, and Andre Knudsen.
Seth Johnson.
Conti, Your Honor.
Jonathan Cooper.
Yes. Good morning.
Seth Johnson.
Okay, Mr. Cooper, count 3 burglary of a dwelling, count 4 grand theft,
Seth.
count 5 burglary,
That ain't me.
Hush now.
count 5 burglary, count 6 grand theft.
What she was,
Court finds probable cause. State, do you have any priors on this gentleman?
What's his last name, Your Honor?
His name's Cooper, Jonathan Cooper.
so she made a point that she wanted to make sure you guys were, everything's
Mr.
accurate
Coop-
in your investigation.
Mr. Cooper,
Yes.
were you employed before? You've been in jail since December 11th, am I correct?
What's count
No.
22? What's count one?
No?
Burglary and grand theft.
And, right, 'cause I see that there's, been complaints in the past, and I'm just wondering, I don't want this, if that's
What-
trying to make it seem
Okay, what's count 1?
X and,
Okay. Does he have priors other than this?
I don't have anything else.
Sir, were you working before you were arrested?
No, sir.
Okay, how long have you lived down here in South Florida?
About 6 or 7 years now.
All right, and do you have any money in the bank?
It's the incident report.
No, sir.
Okay, sir, it's alleged you burglarized 2 different homes in October last year and both in October, and it says using a rental car to do so. And let's just look here. Allegedly stealing in the burglaries, laptop, Breitling watches, currency. Okay. Defendant says he was the lookout. Also note the defendant is a member of a local gang. So based on all these factors, including what appears to be gang membership and the court's concern for the community, and what looks to be ongoing criminal activity, I'm going to say your bond at count 3 at 10,000, count 4 at 1,000, count 5, 10,000, count 6 at 1,000. You can bond out. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. You see Seth Johnson.
Seth Johnson's present at the main,
Sir,
Your Honor.
battery on a person detained in the jail facility. Count 7, unnatural and lascivious act, allegedly grabbed a female prisoner in a lewd manner. I'm going to set your bond on count 6 at 1,000. Count 7, I'm going to set that bond at 100. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. All
How
right.
about Aaron Polk?
Oh, wait, sir. I think you have to sit down over here.
Possession of a short-barreled gun, a rifle, or machine gun. possession of a weapon or ammunition by a convicted felon, driving on a suspended license, probation violation. Count 4 and count 5 is possession, displaying a cancel revoked license. I'm going to set your bond at $2,500 on 1, $2,500 on 2, $750 on 3. Probation violation, no bond. Count 5, $25. Thank you. Andre Knudsen.
Down the middle.
Yes, sir.
President of Maine, Judge.
Mr.
Something
Knudsen.
different. Something different.
You have something different. Usually it's panhandling in
Oh, I'm
traffic,
sorry.
but
Yes, sir.
now it's stealing and stolen property, false ownership information for pawn homes. But I do notice that when they picked you up, you were panhandling in traffic again. So.
I was in an unincorporated area.
Right. Okay. Steve.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask if he has priors. Just tell me the last time Mr. Knudsen was in jail.
Mother's Day.
Just to let everyone know, Mr. Knudsen's been one of our regulars here over the last 5 or 6 years, sometimes getting arrested more than once per week over that time. Usually it's for disturbing people in traffic, pounding on windows, things of that nature.
May of last year, but.
May of last year? Wow. Ooh, okay. All right, but just tell me highlights of what, I mean, I know it's panhandling, but does he have anything else in the past besides panhandling?
Yes, obstruction of a highway from last year, obstruction of a highway, obstruction of a highway, trespass 2014, obstruction of a highway, resisting violence 2013, obstruction of a highway 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 2013,
Can I get a contact number
obstruction of a highway 2013, possession of cocaine, drug paraphernalia 2009.
Okay. So besides all the panhandlings, and let me see, Mr. Knudsen,
Thank you so much, sir.
I know you're not employed, but do you have any money in the bank?
Don't.
No money in the bank, 40-year resident of South Florida. Says he does have a place to go if he's able to get out, but he doesn't have anyone to help him bond out.
So your bonds can be $3,500 on 1, $1,000 on 2, based on your criminal history and the facts of the case. Good luck.
Did you
What was that? Do you want me to?
did you read?
I don't know. Does he need to say something to me, Mr. Miller? Okay, thank you. All right. Philip Owsley, Brandon Jackson, Robert Norman, Moises Espinoza. Philip Owsley, sir, resisting arrest, count 1, 100, count 2 and 3, violating probation, no bond. Thank you. How about Brandon Jackson?
Brandon Jackson's going to be a medical reset, Your Honor.
We're going to pass it right on through. Count 1, 1,500. The others are no bond. How about Robert Norman? Bob Norman? Robert Norman? Sir, possession of can.
Okay, Judge, there was a bit of a problem.
What's that?
Philip Owsley is standing here now, and the other person you spoke to was Mr. Norman, so we had a little bit of a mix-up here.
Okay, so can I have Owsley back?
This is Owsley, page 13. You gave him a $100 bond and no bond hold, and he's going to see the judge on Tuesday.
So where's Owsley? He's already gone?
That's him right here.
Owsley, count 1, 100, 2 and 3, no bond. Now,
And you'll see
who
the
do we
judge
have
on
next?
Tuesday. Jackson was a medical reset. Robert Norman.
I'm passing Jackson right to the division. This is Robert Norman. Possession
Yes, sir.
Of possession of cocaine, marijuana, paraphernalia. Count 4. That's a warrant on a felony, no bond. Count 1's 1,000. Thank you. How about
You're going to see
Moises
the judge
Espinoza?
on Monday. Espinoza's president of Maine, Your Honor. We have an issue with probable cause.
Okay, let me make sure. Espinoza, do you speak English?
Yeah. A little bit.
Okay. So
I conducted my interview with him in English. I'm confident we can go forward.
he advised me that the driver of the Silver Toyota was passed out in the back of his patrol car. Moved out of the roadway. Okay.
first name, Greg, Russ? Is it Russ or Ross? By yourself?
Yes.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I
Do they
do.
live with you?
No.
Live in your first number? Do you work?
I have a job and
Are you working, yes or no?
No.
What is your? You get assistance from the government, Social Security,
Okay,
unemployment?
go ahead, Mr. Miller.
So he's charged with resisting with violence. You'll note in the probable cause affidavit that the officer actually originally arrested him or intended to charge him with resisting without, for whatever reason, decided to change it. The only allegation is that he took a combative stance and was combative, whatever that means. But that's not an actual action being combative. You can yell, you can scream, you can curse or whatever you're going to do, but unless you actually threaten violence towards the officer, it's not resisting with violence. There's no allegation that he did. I would ask the court to find PC on resisting without and reduce the bond accordingly, or to release him on his own recognizance.
Well, it does say that he was in a combative stance. S-T-A-N-C-E.
Again, that could be a defensive stance. You have to do violence or threaten violence to the officer. This is not clear in the probable cause affidavit. We're just asking the court reduce it to resisting without and set the bond accordingly, or release him on his own recognizance. He's been in South Florida since 1987. He works. He's been at the same address for 20 years. He's been working at the shops of Wilton Manor since for 13 years. Strong family ties, some money in the bank. He owns his own home. And his wife's going to have to bond him out, but we're asking for a pretrial or ROR.
State, does he have priors?
One moment, Your Honor.
Court finds probable cause for resisting arrest with violence. What was the DUI? When was that? 2001. 2001? Sir, I'm going to release you ROR, but I'm going to let you get a pretrial release today. You have to be there today by 4 o'clock. You're going to have a drug and alcohol evaluation. You're not allowed to consume any alcoholic beverages. Mr. Espinoza, the police said that you were passed out in the back of a car, and it looks like you got a drinking issue, and maybe this will help with that. All right, sir? Thank you. Gregory Russ, Damian Lopez, Patrick Harmon, and Mark Alonzo. Greg Russ, sir, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Count 1, 10,000, 2, 5,000, 3, 4 probation violations. Count 5, that's burglary, 6 grand theft. Sir, I'm going to go ahead and set your bonds on 5 and 6, 10,000 and 1,000. You can bond out. Thank you, sir. How about Damian Lopez? Sir, committing a third, where's Damian Lopez? Sir, committing a third-degree felony with a weapon and possession
We
of
have an
cannabis.
argument.
Court finds
We
probable
have
cause.
an argument.
Go ahead,
Judge, we have an argument. Can
Sir,
I? Okay.
I'm sorry, Mr. Miller. Mr.
Yes,
Miller,
sir.
let me just say, sometimes there's quite a bit of noise in this courtroom, and
Yes.
I can't always hear what you say. I'm not trying to be dismissive, but I heard you the second time, but I didn't hear you the first time. So go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it. Would ask the judge to reconsider probable cause.
Okay, I will.
Florida statute 775.087, which is what he was arrested under, is not a actual crime. It is an enhancement to a crime. So if he were to have found to have been, and I'll quote from the statute, using a weapon, carry, display, use, threaten to use, or attempt to use a weapon during the commission of a felony, then they can enhance that felony, but the statute is not in and of itself a crime. And so there is there's no crime. No crime means no probable cause. So I'd ask the court to ROR him on count 1, and furthermore argue that in count 2, the allegation is that the firearm was found in a compartment in the car. It wasn't used or displayed or carried. in the commission of the felony was just in the car. It was present, but not necessarily a part of the felony, so there's no enhancement.
I've got your argument. I got it. Go ahead.
Your Honor, he wasn't in, and I would need to see, he was not in actual possession of the firearm.
Okay.
Which he would have to be under 775.
Right. Okay. So constructive possession doesn't count for.
Not
right.
for the enhancement.
No. Okay. So I'm gonna. Does he have any priors?
Mr. St. John?
No, Judge.
No, sir. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance today. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Sir. Okay. What about
Good
Ira
luck.
Tyson? Sir, grand
President
theft
of
auto,
Maine.
possession of cocaine, court finds probable cause.
Judge, I would just argue count one. There's no nexus between the theft of the car and his possession of it. There's no. There was enough time to have elapsed that this car could have gone through several hands before it got to him, and so there's no PC for a grand theft.
February 8th, the car was stolen, and it was recovered, him driving it on February 11th. Now, I'm gonna find probable cause today. State, do you have any priors on this gentleman?
And they obviously, it seems that since it's still ongoing, that they believe there's some credit to it. There was also an officer, and I confirmed this to a sergeant, the officer that brought your, escorted your client to the house the next day to get his stuff, saw the bruises on her arm, but decided not to write any reports on it. I'm not trying, he wasn't there to do a police report. He was there simply to escort him there. Even though this report was written on.
Do you have anything to add on this defendant?
Yes, Judge. He's a lifetime resident of South Florida. He's been at his current address for about a month. He washes cars for a living, though he's unemployed at the moment. He has 2 children, strong family ties, no money in the bank, no real estate. He's helping his girlfriend will help to bond him out.
Sure. I'm going to let you bond out. Your bond's $2,000 total based on your criminal record, the facts of the case. Thank you. Patrick Harmon.
How you doing?
Good, sir. Felony battery. A man allegedly rode a bicycle into your baby stroller and knocked it over, knocked the child out, and allegedly you punched him out. I mean, I'm giving you the bottom line here. State, does he have priors?
Harmon?
Yeah.
Possession of cannabis.
No, because this is, so you know, this is all what he's telling me. I'm actually looking for a certificate bond and a GPS bond.
Identity, resisting without violence, without.
Okay.
Your Honor.
Go ahead.
I would just like you to note on the probable cause affidavit, the second page towards the bottom, Officer Dominique Platerodi made a special note here that Patrick did not show any signs of violence and was cooperative during the whole investigation, Your Honor.
I noted that. I saw that. Anything you'd like to add, Mr. Miller?
Absolutely, Your Honor. He's thank you. A lifetime resident of South Florida, been at the same address for 2.5 years. He works at Popeyes, been there for 2 years. Has 2 children he takes care of. Financially, strong family ties, no money in the bank, no real estate. He's hoping his girlfriend will help him bond him out. I think, Your Honor, in the circumstances, we'd ask the court for pre-trial release or ROR.
I'm going to release him on his own recognizance, sir. I'm going to order you have no contact with Demetrius. None. Don't have any contact with him. Stay 500 feet from him at all times. Thank you. Sir, may I help you?
Thank you, Judge.
May I help you?
Good luck.
Oh, so you're just watching? Okay, no problem.
Mark Alonzo.
Mark Alonzo.
Page 60. He bonded, Judge.
Got it.
Okay. William Valdez.
William Valdez. Marvin Permenter. Rashad Adams and John Linear.
Valdez, President of Maine.
Mr. Valdez, possession of morphine, drug paraphernalia. Court finds probable cause. State, do you have any priors on this gentleman?
Just one moment, Your
I have
Honor.
misdemeanor. I have children.
Valdez.
Yeah, you do. That's what you gotta do, yeah.
I recognize Valdez from previous arrest. He's a known drug user. I'm just reading right from the report. He had a syringe and a pill cutter in his pocket. He had a syringe, okay, and a spoon with morphine, okay? All right.
Your Honor, he was arrested November 11th of last year for felony DWS possession of heroin. Now, admittedly, the charges, a filing decision have not been made yet. Had possession of marijuana 2010.
So he's got an open morphine case, or heroin?
Heroin, yes, Judge.
Open heroin case.
I'm supposed to be in court for in a couple hours.
They haven't filed, but he's got to be in court for it in a couple hours?
I'm sorry, what?
He said he has to be in court in a couple hours on this case.
It might be a drug, well, 14, 1. See?
Valdez? Mr. Permenter? Mr. Adams?
The case is in, not in the pending case.
Currently employed?
No.
That's it.
Do you have money
I
in
lost
the
my
bank?
job.
How long has it been since you've worked?
Last month, when I got arrested in December is when I got fired from my job at UPS.
Okay. Do you? How do you support yourself? Where's the money come from?
I do side jobs. I work on the side, fix cars, handyman type deal.
Anything else? No?
Whatever it takes.
Got it. I understand, sir. I'm going to raise your bond today. Count 1 to
Nice.
$7,500. Count 2 to $1,000. Based on the fact you're already out on one drug case and you now have picked up another, I'm not going to revoke the bond you're out on. They have not filed that case. You can bond out of jail. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no shit.
Your Honor, Mr. Permenter is a medical reset.
Okay, well.
Your Honor?
You go ahead.
Mr. Permenter. Looks like he's out right now on leaving the scene of an accident where there was death.
Go ahead. What's case number?
14-12.
What is it?
14-12-320 CF10A.
Okay, so I'm going to count 1 today as 25, 2 ROR, 3 is 1,000. Defendant's bond is revoked. 14-1232 CF320 CF10. That bond's revoked. And I'll reset this for Friday PM so we can tell the defendant what happened, all right? Revoked. Got it. There you go. Okay. One more, Rashad Adams. Let me just take care of this real quick. Rashad Adams.
He's present at the main.
Possession of cocaine.
Were you arrested by yourself?
Does this gentleman have any prior state, Adams?
You work?
Yes.
Do you make money? Take home at the end of the week. I'm sorry? You're going to find your workman's comp. You're going to have a defense counsel, this these knows, and these knows individually pressed on you.
Sir, today the court's going to set your bond at $1,000 and revoke your pretrial release on 1401-5066 CF10. Set your bond on that case at $2,500. You can bond out. Thank you. Okay, may I see? I need to see Jeffrey Stockhammer.
You have to bond out on both cases now.
Jeffrey Stockhammer.
Come on, let's go this way. We'll talk over here. judge said you were out on bond on a case, right? So you were both of ours in the case. And now you're going down to both cases.
I'll take a look on this case. Rick Douglas on his behalf. Good morning.
Let me advise the defendant, sir, Mr. Stockhammer, we're here for a battery. It says your second or subsequent offense, domestic violence related. Do you have any comment regarding probable cause today, Mr. Douglas?
I do, Your Honor. The probable cause affidavit in this case was alleging, and first off, it was written on the 4th day of December. And the 4th day of December, it's alleging that back on November 19th, that Mr. Stockhammer intentionally used the force of his body to slam into Miss West, the alleged victim in this case, while she attempted to walk down a narrow hallway. The defendant and the victim were cohabitating, and that the victim has visible bruising on her right arm as a result of the battery committed against her by the defendant. Number one, I would like to bring to the court's attention that if there was a bruising that was on her arm in the 4th day of January, or 4th day of December, it certainly wasn't from an incident that took place 25 days earlier. I gave your officer, I gave your honor, a police report from the Fort Lauderdale Police Department, where they came out to the scene on the 19th day of November, and they said, responded reference to an alleged disturbance domestic. Upon arrival, I met Adriana West and Jeff Stockhammer. The investigation revealed West and Stockhammer were arguing over West's refusal to vacate the property after West made several promises after both argued over Stockhammer's closed-circuit TV inside the apartment. West accused Stockhammer of bumping into her when he tried to exit the laundry room. Stockhammer denied and stated he was simply trying to get out of the way. From West's constant arguing. No signs of physical violence. Now, the police did not arrest West, they did not arrest Mr. Stockhammer, and they left. 2 days later, she goes to the Fort Lauderdale Police Department and fills out an internal, may I approach, Your Honor? An internal investigation against not only Mr. Stockhammer for not being arrested, but also for the police officers for not arresting him.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Stockhammer goes on the 20th of December, contacts the police officers. May I approach?
Sure.
And for the court to know, I'm not hiding anything, he is a sex offender. He has to live in a certain area. In 2001, when he was married, he had a domestic violence against his wife. These are things that Miss West knows. She also knows that he can't just pick up and move wherever he wants to. Mr. Stockhammer contacts the police the next day so that he can go over there to his own place. It's in his name, okay? So that he can get his stuff out of there because he doesn't want to get arrested on this situation. Here's another one, if I approach from August, a little bit earlier, the Fort Lauderdale Police Department, where she's calling the police because she's got this flames over. And the police sit down and say, hey, listen, Miss West, don't call the police on this. Mr. Stockhammer, stop doing things that irritate her.
Okay.
Now, we're here today, and you're looking for probable cause and danger to the community. I would strongly, and I've been told by the state attorney that the in fairness, Mr. Douglas, if I could present to the court the information that I have, I'm not, presenting to the court that Mr. Douglas has presented to me.
Go ahead.
I'll wait for. I want to wait for Mr. Douglas to finish.
Mr. Douglas.
This is a case, Your Honor, where Miss West knows about his past. Miss West has made, if I can show the court one more thing.
The position is she can dangle it over his head anytime she
Correct.
feels
I've got an
I'm not saying I
a
necessarily
Facebook,
buy that, but I understand your premise.
A Facebook that took place in the February beforehand, and I know it's not relevant to this, but it is in some ways. Someone is writing to Miss West, and she is saying, and you live.
And Your Honor, before we get into, I would object because I don't even know, and I don't know if Mr. Douglas knows that this is the entirety of the Facebook messages that was sent between, and one of them doesn't even involve Mr. Stockhammer.
I'll look at it and give it its proper weight.
Thank you.
Well, Your Honor, the reason I'm saying is I spoke with Miss West, and she couldn't make it here because she's at work, but she has no objection if Your Honor wants to call her, and she explained to me that if Your Honor wants to speak to her, she can explain it to you. Judge, but this is just being read at random.
Let me ask you this. Let's cut to the chase here. He has a prior battery, right?
Yes. That's the reason.
There's sex offense.
Yes, no, it's a sex offender. He's a sex offender, and he has a prior battery, misdemeanor battery, with his wife back in 2001.
Okay, let me ask you this. What do you want to do? What do you want?
$1,000 bond.
What do you want, State?
Your Honor, I want to, and I have a lot of additional information. I want a significant bond of GPS, and if I could present my
Can I
reasoning.
tell you something? I don't even have the underlying report of what allegedly occurred. Do you?
It should be attached.
I do, Your Honor. Here, let me approach.
I don't have it. Let me look. So, let me just look here.
And Judge, also too, he turned around and went and tried to file a petition for injunction for protective relief against her. It was denied by the court after this incident, and the grounds that he put in his report to inform, to try to keep her away, is that I, Jeff Stockholmer, had asked Adrienne West to leave my apartment many times. I was nice to her, but she stayed on November 19th. The Fort Lauderdale cops come to my place for a domestic call saying I did physical harm to her. The cops did not believe her story. Nobody.
Let me ask you this. Wait, Mr. Douglas, let me get to the point here. Look, State, Mr. Douglas shows me a incident report, a non-arrest incident report that covers the same.
I would like to comment to that, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Okay, that was done by Officer Brown, and I spoke with Sergeant Dubrow this morning.
Right.
He authored the probable cause affidavit. Officer Brown's currently has an open investigation by the Fort Lauderdale Police Department, open from back then from this incident. Additionally, Officer
Whoa, stop for a second. What does that mean, open investigation? What if...
being investigated based on this incident, Your Honor.
Investigated for what?
I can't say why, Your Honor.
No, but I mean...
Your Honor, I spoke...
Look, anytime somebody goes in and makes a complaint on somebody could go to the state attorney's office, make a complaint that you shot off a gun in court. There's no merit to it,
Your Honor,
but I guess technically until Mr. Satz determines whether you did it or not, it's an open investigation.
Your Honor, can I provide more information?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I spoke with Officer Dubrow. Sergeant Dubrow. The officer that escorted Mr. Stockhammer to the house the next day was Officer Carl Robertson. Officer Robertson saw her bruises. He actually made a point of telling Mr. Stockhammer if those bruises are from what she alleged to have occurred, that is a concern. What Ms. West told me is the evening of the incident, she wasn't bruised yet. She didn't immediately bruise. She had marks, red marks on her arm. She informed me that Mr. Brown, Officer Brown, while speaking with Mr. Stockhammer, was making inappropriate comments. Now, I know this report's written December 4th. Sergeant Dubrow met with Ms. West around Thanksgiving. He didn't write the report till December 4th. But Sergeant Dubrow told me he took pictures of her bruising then. He told me they did not appear in his judgment and experience to be fresh bruises, that they had been there, Your Honor. So saying that, oh, well, there's no way the bruises could be there three weeks later. It wasn't 3 weeks later. It was a matter of days later.
Right.
Another officer the next day saw her and observed her bruising. Oh, and another, so you know, evidence that she's just not out to get Mr. Stockhammer. She made a point of telling Sergeant Dubrow that she had some other bruises that were a result of moving, and she did not want the police to think that those bruises were caused by Mr. Stockhammer. And Sergeant Dubrow, in his opinion, told me that the bruising he documented, that he took the pictures of, were consistent with what she was alleging. Your Honor, additional information I'd like to provide to the court. She's informed me that there has been previous acts of violence, 2 previous ones, one in which he shoved her hard, another in which she had something in her hand. He grabbed her hand with enough force that it dislocated one of her fingers. Additionally, Your Honor, she has mentioned to me that he has said in passing once before that if anyone puts him in jail, he will kill them. She's informed me that his mother has threatened to ruin her life if he puts her son in jail. Your Honor, one moment, Your Honor.
Let me ask you this. What, I just as soon give him a bond and give him an ankle monitor?
Judge, I have a real question. I mean, I complete respect to the court. I've got a letter from her, a 3-page letter where she's writing to his family. There's no talk of threats or anything like that. There's no complete.
When was the letter written?
Unfortunately, Your Honor, I have it. I can give it to you. It's not dated. It was after the incident because she's giving them back the keys. So in other words, she takes another week and moves out of his place.
How do we know that's her she wrote the letter?
The only way I don't, Your Honor. I mean, just like it's from his mother. If I may approach.
We don't know if the threats were made yet. We don't. Why would she necessarily even mention it in the letter if she's returning keys?
Wait. Just
No. You're finished. Go ahead.
I mean, that letter.
Okay.
It's not signed. It's not dated. I don't know who wrote the letter.
That's why I didn't present it. But what I'm asking this court is let's look at what Mr. Stockhammer did beforehand, okay? With the police out there, they're not talking about a body slam. They're talking about a bump. There's no bruises. And then, Your Honor, he calls the police because he knows what's going on. To come over to his home so he can get his stuff out of there and tries to do a restraining order. What have you done?
What does he do for work?
Mr. Stockhammer, what do you do for work?
I work for electrical contractor.
Does he have any money in the bank?
Do you have any money in the bank?
Enough to pay my
You
bills.
are under oath too. Do not in any way be dishonest with this court. Do you understand?
Enough to pay my bills.
Okay.
How long has he lived down here in South Florida?
How long have you lived in South Florida?
35 years.
That's a sex offense.
1 moment, Your Honor. That was
Computer,
from.
stuff on. I'll handle this case.
It was from 2005 out of St. Lucie, using a computer solicitation of a child. Your Honor, and in reference to what you were mentioning before, while we would be requesting a higher bond, we're more concerned. City's more concerned with the GPS monitor.
Okay.
Judge, and before you rule, this is an allegation of a bump, and I asked the court to look at how do you get bruises on your right arm that are still around from a bump or slam or whatever. Begin your shoulders.
You know what, Mr. Douglas? Yeah. Is there a? Admittedly, I mean, there's some play here in the facts, and you're a good lawyer. I'm sure you're going to bring these out at trial. However, today I'm going to set the defendant's bond at $2,500, and I'm going to order that you have a ankle monitor, but it's not going to be a lockdown. It's just going to be an ankle monitor to keep him, make sure he stays 500 feet away from Adriana.
I'm sorry, and I don't mean to interrupt. Just, Your Honor, we would request, if possible, for 1,000 feet. Additionally, we would ask that it includes her place of, and I know this is standard, but her place of work and home.
Has no desire to see her.
Okay, so I'll make it 1,000 feet. He must stay 1,000 feet away from Adriana West, where she lives, works, goes to school, anywhere in between. He's not allowed to possess any guns, any firearms, any weapons while out on release. Would you like your documents
Thank
back?
you very much, Your Honor.
All right.
All right, you're done. What's my bond at? $1,000, you said?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Correct.
Well, Your Honor, we would ask. I mean, that he checks in with pretrial just to let them know, just because Your Honor, my understanding his job involves him driving around a lot. So I'm not asking for a restrictive, level 1. That's.
Yeah, they know where he is.
Hey.
Okay.
Thank you for your
Sir,
time, Your Honor.
Mr. Stockhammer, your attorney did a very fine job for you today. You may not realize that, but he did a very fine job. He was very prepared, and he frankly gave me a lot of information which helped your situation, all right?
And Your Honor, if you haven't done so already, I would just ask if you could advise Mr. Stockhammer that when you say no indirect contact, that involves.
He knows no direct or indirect, and through third parties.
No third-party contact. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so.
Thank you, Mr. Douglas. So we just have a handful of cases we can pop up. Do you need to see me before that?
So you can get
2 seconds. Okay. Okay. You want to just we're going to take about a 2-minute break. Be right back.
My limited knowledge is
Patrick Celestino.
qualify. You have to be convicted of a new offense and be sentenced to some
Mr.
level of
Celestino,
incarceration.
step forward. After that, Reginald Ingram. John Marcus.
Sir, they changed the law last year. I believe it's a
Got it.
misdemeanor.
Mr.
I'm
Celestino, dealing in stolen property, 3,500. You wanted out of county.
I think it's a conviction. Then what
Collier
happens
and Lee
is,
County, violation of
you have to go
probation.
through,
No
FDLE,
bond, count
and they
3.
determine if the
That is a
organization
purge
is
amount of
the state-
$883. Thank you.
If the state petitions,
How about
then you
Reginald
go through the
Ingram?
process, go
He's present, the man you are, he's declined the public defender.
Sir, possession with intent to sell, deliver cannabis, count 1, the same thing, but cocaine, count 2. Court finds probable cause. Does this defendant have any prior statement?
Absolutely.
Does Ingram have any priors? Is it Ingram or Ingraham? No, it's Ingraham.
Yes, Judge, I got it.
No, we're holding on.
2011 delivery of cocaine. What? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
2010 possession of marijuana with intent to sell. 2010 resisting without violence. 2007 possession of marijuana with intent to sell. Possession of marijuana 03. The name Parrish Pratt. Possession of marijuana 01.
All right. Sir, I'm going to let you bond out today. Are you working at this time?
Self-employed.
Do you have any money in the bank?
I'm not in the bank. I got a couple dollars at home, though.
Okay. Sir, count 1's 1,000, 2, 2,500. You've been convicted of some type of felony drug charge 3 prior times. Thank you, sir. How about John Macris? Macris, petty theft. It says your third or subsequent offense. The court finds probable
You got a
cause.
PC argument, Judge.
Go ahead, sir.
It doesn't appear that anybody actually observed him taking anything, leaving points of exit. I mean, this is a kind of a bizarre situation. But there's nothing in here that says that they have anybody to testify that he did anything.
Observe the defendant enter Home Depot and Walgreens in Deerfield. Prior to entering these retail outlets, he was picked up and exit a Chevy Malibu. And watching the defendant, he continued to look around the property, quickly entered stores, and exited. He picked okay. And it says here, defendant who was a passenger was asked to exit the vehicle. There was a pat down. He was told to remain. He aggressively reached down and into a car, at which time he was detained. An inventory of the vehicle was taken, at which time a pair of pliers, 2 pairs of construction gloves, 2 cans of, and medicated spray. Post Miranda, the above defendant advised to taking the items from Home Depot and Walgreens. The items were returned and totaled $99 in value. The management of both locations identified the items and advised having surveillance video of the defendant in the store.
So he was in the store, but nobody saw him take anything.
The defendant advised to taking the items.
Well, take that for what it's worth.
Yeah. All on.
I would argue it's worth PC today.
Okay, the court's going to find probable cause. Go ahead, State.
1 moment, Judge. What's that?
State, does he have any?
Your Honor, the system's loading up right now. He's got a warrant right now for failure to appear on a theft out of Tennessee, theft 2012, out of North Carolina, misdemeanor theft 2009.
Out of where?
This is in North Carolina.
Got it.
Misdemeanor theft 2008, misdemeanor theft 2008, another theft 2007, out of South Carolina. Shoplifting, 2012. Petty theft, 98. Reckless driving, 97. End of record.
Okay. Mr. Miller, anything you'd like to say today?
Mr. Macris has been living in South Florida for about a year. He works as a painter. He doesn't have any money in the bank, and he doesn't know who's going to help bond him out.
Okay, Mr. Macris, it does look like you've been convicted of shoplifting or theft. Let me see,
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. You have an open warrant for theft out of Tennessee. So for, I believe, failure to appear in court. I'm going to set your bond today at $2,500 based on your convictions for theft and the facts of the case. Don't return to Home Depot or Walgreens. Thank you, sir. I see Jamal St. John, Moreno Hernandez, and Gregory Lee. Jamal St. John, possession of cocaine, controlled substance, paraphernalia, littering. Quick funds, probable cause. Do we have any priors on Mr. St. John?
Yes, Judge. Resisting without violence, 2013. Possession of cocaine, 2008. Burglary of an occupied dwelling, and grand theft, 05 with a VOP.
Got it. Sir, are you currently employed?
No.
Do you have any money in the bank?
No.
So I'm going to let you bond out today based on your criminal record. The facts of the case, your bond's $2,100. Thank you. How about Moreno Hernandez?
Good luck. Yeah.
Sir, 2 counts of illegal use of credit cards, 2 counts of grand theft, and 3 counts of fraud using someone else's ID. Court finds probable cause allegedly went into Best Buy and a couple different transactions using other people's credit cards, credit card numbers, IDs. Go ahead. State, do you have any priors on this, gentleman?
No, Judge.
Sir, how long have you lived down in South Florida?
I doing this thing. I do speak English.
Oh, okay.
Just found that out. Spanish or Spanish, Your
We'll
Honor?
do Spanish after lunch. Just bring this gentleman
Roger
back.
that, Judge.
Okay, thank
We'll see
you.
after lunch.
All right, what about
I
Brandon
got-
Lee?
Mr. Lee is present at the main, Your Honor. He's declined the services to the public defender.
Count 1, resisting arrest with violence, 2, DUI, 3, loitering or prowling, 4, resisting arrest. Quick find, probable cause. Steve, do we have any priors on Mr.
He's on, well, all right, other than his probation.
He's on probation right now for leaving the scene of a crash. Allegedly, Mr. Lee ran from the police, I believe got on I-95, bailed out of the vehicle, and the police had to actually taser him as he was trying to get away out on 595, I believe. And let me just look here. I'm looking at Brandon Lee's driving record. I do see fail to appear in in court. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sir, are you currently employed, Mr. Lee?
Yes, sir, and I have my own company.
Okay, what type of work is that?
My full-time job's at a boat marina, and my company's called Fine Line Yacht and Boat Detailing.
Do you have any money in the bank?
Yes, sir.
Okay, who's going to bond you out today?
I could either have my father do it or my girlfriend right now.
Okay, sir, I'm going to set your bond on count 1, 2, and 3 at $500 per count. Count 5, probation violation. You're going to be held without bond. You have to go see your judge. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, Missy, John Lanier. John Lanier, did he bond? Did he? Okay. Lanier bonded. Yeah, PC found. I think that's a wrap. Am I correct? That's it. Thank you. We'll see everyone back here today at 1:30. Until then, we're out from 2:35.